So hopefully that does the trick. Last time I had a coughing fit if you're here for the last live. Oh, you can kind of hear it. We're just making sure we are live and that there's a commercial. I just looked at my iPad, but it's the reference photo.
We got an ad.
Ooh.
We should be good.
Okay. Hey, friends. Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. I don't know if that sounded any better. I feel like my wave got really close to the camera. We're working on a fox. Excuse me. This is exactly where we left off from part 1. I linked the part 1 live in this video's description. Here's the reference photo. It's linked in the video's description. Oh, here, we talked about, in case you haven't, you can't see it in this one. There's a tail. Well, maybe if I don't even, there's a tail right there, which I think I'm going to leave out. And I lightened it up. This is the actual reference photo, and then I lightened it up in Photoshop. I could have done it on my phone. Emily's here with us tonight.
Hello.
We're going to jump right in and get started. It's been a week, so it's going to take me a minute to get back into the groove. But it would take me a minute anyway. Really, the week isn't the big factor. So what I did just a little bit ago, this palette's a week old. Well, here, if you're just joining us for the first time, titanium white. I'm going to find something to point with. Mars black, raw sienna, burnt umber. I stirred up my old puddles of paint and put some fresh out on top. I mixed more. This is my background color, just so I have it and it keeps. And then this is a burnt umber and a little Mars black. I just mixed more and larger of everything to help keep it fresh.
I
thought you left.
No. You hear my car start?
No, I'm just like, where is she?
Well, I was just waiting for it to catch up to where your palette isn't in view, so I can see if we can see him all.
Oh, okay. I was making it harder.
I might pull it a little closer to your shoulder.
I think I'm going to take a number 4 round brush from Princeton and put in the mouth. I mean, it's a zigzaggy line. But we can put we could put in the line and then put things over it. Put grayish, brownish fur over it. What's kind of neat, as long as I'm zoomed in here, is the nose is almost like a right angle. It is actually I should tip that up a little bit. But isn't that funny how just a couple of those colors and shapes makes a nose?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's done, but it's definitely in.
I might live like that and just see what you do, and I'll probably Uchi it a little bit.
Sorry about clearing my throat.
Yeah, we literally left off where we were last time. Yeah.
Whiskey and honey.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Well, I didn't. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know what kind of whiskey I'd like. I was saying last time that, oh gosh, like go out and have a blended margarita or just something yummy, girly drink, I suppose you'd call it. So good, but I also would rather eat my calories. Which I don't know if that's just a weird thought or what. So I thinned out my black, a little bit of water, and I'm just going to scribble. And it'll look like by putting some strokes over it. I'm looking at my reference photo. I do this, a lot of times when I first started painting, I do more looking at the reference photo before I zip along. I don't know that I really need to. Okay. Mouth. I'm looking to see where else I could put black. I could put it up at the ears.
Dang, Chase is really early with his little $9.99, his goat emoji.
Hey, Chase, man. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, you get quite a bit of it like that. But if I work at the top of the ear, they can't see that. But the angle, it's so funny because when I look at my phone and my painting, the angle is exaggerated on the stream. Hey, Cindy. As long as I'm looking at the live stream.
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing Emily's job. I've set the
That's fine.
table. I was just chatting still.
Yeah.
I'm just cleaning up my brush. Okay, I wonder if we just want a little... It's like, what next? And when I don't know what to do next, I think, okay, what's behind? Work back to front. But if you don't, acrylics are really forgiving.
Cindy sent a little wave emoji.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I don't have it open anymore. Just do a little white in my burnt umber and black puddle mixed. Oh, maybe I want that a little darker. You know, I have 3 layers on because I was cold, and now that I'm talking and thinking, I warm up.
It was like the last 2 days I have worn shorts with sweatpants over them to the gym, and then I just kind of like warm up, and then I'm already sweaty and I need to wear shorts.
Oh, yeah.
And then like by the time I didn't wear a jacket one day to the gym. Like it's been, I get for people that live down south, it's still, this is like their winter, but like it's been 54 here.
Yeah, it was 60 on Tuesday.
Yeah, Chase went in, he's got a flag football pre-season tournament thing. It's not like everyone's playing in it, but all the teams or whatever. But they were trying to find somewhere indoors to warm up, just because like Chase hasn't thrown a ball and they haven't caught a ball. They haven't run any of their little plays in so long.
Don't say little plays.
Not very big plays, important plays.
Excuse me.
But everything costs money, obviously, to rent out like indoor field space.
Sorry,
and then all of a sudden it was just like 60 degrees. So they're like, well, shoot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just wear a long sleeve.
Sorry, guys. So I put a cough drop in, but then the extra moisture in my mouth, I almost choked on the moisture. Sorry. So now I have another problem. We don't have a mute button. Well, yeah, it's nice I can practice, but yeah, it's... Oh, we need snow.
I know we do, yeah.
Oh, we need moisture, I guess. We don't need snow.
And it's getting to like I would have much rather had the snow in like December or early January. Or like, but now that we've been hit with a warm day, when we do finally get the snow,
yeah,
it's gonna stink.
Yeah,
it's gonna stink. Like we're almost in February and we've had like no snow.
I do enjoy it. I mean, as far as like I went out. I was telling you I went for a walk on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. Part of it is I have a new cat, and even though I had a cat before, they must give off different stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. He's got his own stink.
Yeah, but I do like it. Like, I've been itching to ride my electric bike. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting these in so I don't lose them. And then I'm just being a little fussy because it takes me a little while to warm up. You know what? I might put in some of these guys. Maybe I'll just make them black, and I can always paint over them and make them lighter. Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm going to switch. I switch colors sometimes just... It'll look more real, but more interesting too, even if you're not going for realism. I don't know if that's dark enough to show. I want it at least dark enough to... So I might look just the same color on the live stream. Oh, sorry about the candy noise. I think I was just doing that. I had all kinds of problems.
It's okay. Still like you.
You still like me. Mm-hmm. Put up with me. I like that you come over and come to work with me.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
I like that. Oh, I'm just fussing. Kind of yelling at myself. Okay. Don't need to yell at myself. It's just a painting. Some people are like, well, that wasn't yelling. Oh, there's barely, it's not, I just happened to see this and I don't want to forget it. There's kind of a beauty mark right here, which I might emphasize. It's really light on the reference photo. Okay, then that kind of... So yesterday, I guess it was just yesterday, I painted an old vintage VW Beetle. And I painted it quite realistically and tight, and then I came back and made it loose. It's kind of what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. Finding my way. I mean, you don't have to. Eventually maybe I won't do this, but I'm just making sure I have like the structure. That kind of warms up. Maybe we'll just grab a little straight up raw sienna. Yeah, we'll grab some background color. A little wet on wet blending, scumbling. Kind of just get that shape in there. I'm going to vary that color a little bit. Oh, and then really I should vary the, like break the line or the edge. I don't know if I need to do it right now, but it popped into my head. So it doesn't look that great. Oh, I could work on the eye. I don't know how close we are. Oh, we're not that close.
I was thinking about pushing it closer. If you want to work on the eye, I was already like, once I finish this row, I was going to stand up and push it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm finding, as I call it, finding the edges of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. I'm going to work on, I don't know what color. So what's nice is this is all dried. And it doesn't, like I'm scratching it, it doesn't lift up. So I don't get dry little, it can happen, but I don't usually get dry little bits of paint into my wet paint onto my painting. That's not the worst thing in the world, but I like to keep it smooth, which I've talked, if you guys have been with me, I've been talking about this lately. I like to keep the painting smooth until the end. I might put some thick layers on because it's much easier to change over smooth than texture. Oh, here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to look to see how far you scooted in by waiting for the stream to catch up. I think it already did.
The bottom of his neck is cut off more, but his whole face is definitely in there.
Okay, I forgot. Oh, I'm going to take some, of course, a bigger brush would be good right now. But it's quite white right here. Maybe I don't want it that strong though yet. I prefer to build up the layers. You don't have to. I thought I might. I'm going to just wipe out my brush a little bit on my paper towel and grab just a little bit of water. And then I'm seeing how much water by doing that. Okay, so he's got kind of like this. He or she, still don't know. I don't know we'll ever know. Oops, my finger kind of wiped off a little more than I wanted. This is a nice shape that's going to be easy to find. And I'll show you what it is here in a second. I think it goes about right there. So if I was drawing, it's not all that different. Not a ton different from what I'm doing right now. Okay, after I wipe that off, it's drying down on me. I can tell. Okay. So that, you know, I kind of like having the camera forward because I just reach behind it. So on his cheek, oh, we've got picture in picture there. This kind of triangle white shape. I exaggerated the down bump maybe more than is really there. The only thing is I'm worried I'm going to bump the camera. Oh, and there's some white. Now I'm in the white mode. So a lot of times it's a good rule of thumb and can be helpful to work light to dark. Or dark to light. I just said it backwards. But I will put in whites just so I know where they go. And when I put them on thin, they're not going to be white. Or you can mix white with just a smidge of one of your colors. I'd pick like a yellow or a warmer color. Anyway, when you don't, oh, sorry, I'm totally trying to paint and talk. When you don't know what to do, working dark to light is really helpful. But a lot of times I do put in the white. Because it also is a landmark, so I know where I am in the painting. Or sometimes I'll put in a white, so I can see how light my values can go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of easier if I just said, okay, step 1, do X.
Yeah.
Like, well, part of your painting is how you solve the problems. your handwriting and the colors you choose, all that becomes part of the painting. Now I'm going with another layer already just because it's drying down. I want to be able to see that. And then there's...
I love his little delicate neck hairs.
Yeah. There's like
So
a little...
cute.
Oh, it is cute. This is my first fox.
Yeah.
But to me, it's not any different than a dog or a...
Mm-hmm.
It all kind of becomes the same. Did I introduce you tonight, Emily?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. Emily's favorite daughter. I don't know if that's going to make a bit of difference by just kind of dry brushing. Oh, there's some white up in the ear. I've got white going. But I don't think... Oh, we are zoomed in that high now.
Mm-hmm. It's just like his lower neck. If you wanted to go back to it, I would push it down.
Okay. I know you say that, but... Oh, this sounds like I've got this bigger... Oh, this brush is a... I couldn't read it last time. 13 millimeter? I wonder if it's a 3/4 inch angle brush.
Yeah, it gives that vibe.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than a half.
Yeah, it's bigger than a half.
So it's more efficient to put the white, like I was saying, work dark to light, but also I've got white in my brush to put it in all the places it might go. I mean, you might not catch them all, but... And I will come back. Okay, can you see, like that? I don't, well, it's already drying down. Here, let me put a little more in there. So it looks, of course, it's another layer. It's going to look whiter. Then I think this cheek is already starting to look darker. Kind of grayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relative.
Even white needs a couple coats, in my opinion. Of course, it depends on how thin you paint. Yeah, like this dries down. I kind of like it. Sometimes it's a little hard, like I couldn't tell. I just... Oh, now I see kind of... I'm on a white kick, you guys. I think I want a little thinner, just because I'm nervous. I don't want it too bright. The other thing I could do if I get it too bright is I could just glaze over it with a color once it dries. Oh, you know what? It'd be easier. Take my... I think any eraser would work. This is a kneaded eraser. Let's lighten. Oh, it might not. Sometimes over time,
Bakes in.
Yeah, it kind of gets stuck in there. I recently did a painting in one day, which I don't normally do as a little one. And so when I paint the background, instead of letting it dry overnight, I just waited, dry it with a hairdryer, waited an hour.
Yeah.
And then the chalk pastel that I used when I traced the photo stuck in it more. Does that more to me usually in the summer. Depends how dry it is. I don't know if that's going to help much. Just kind of checking my brush before I start in again. Well, that goes almost to here. Well, I wouldn't have painted that way if I just did it out of my head. I keep, Emily and everybody, I keep thinking about, like, I painted the background before the first live stream.
Yeah.
Because I pick it up, I turn it, it's got to dry. But I keep thinking I need to see if I can figure out a way to, I mean, other artists do it. Paint the whole thing. As long as we're painting this in real time. Suppose I could dry it with a hairdryer.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't think it's of all the, you have plenty of background. You kind of do a lot of the same backgrounds, too.
Oh, gosh. This is just up and down strokes. If it has a wet on wet blend, sometimes I work a section wet, little like a corner here. Sometimes I just come back with a little water and the color, and it'll look fuzzy. You would know the layer underneath it's dry. Just kind of have to listen to it. When it wants to lift up, I never really listen to it because it makes like a little hole. Or whatever. Not a hole, real hole, but like it lifts up's the right word. I still try to make, it's like, come on. Just
work with me. Yeah.
Yeah, do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sculling and letting some of the background color come through. Maybe we'll just lightly. I don't know if that's doing anything. I want to play with that cough drop in my mouth.
It's your cough drop. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I'm trying not to be too rude. I think that was a good move overall, though. I feel like
yeah.
Putsy stuff. I think one thing too is we're not going to name any names because I think they're really good artists, but they crank it out within an hour or 2 hours on YouTube, and then when you see like their courses or their other paintings, like, oh, those are nice. You can kind of tell they rushed through the other ones, and I'm like, I don't know if that's as helpful. Of course, I don't know if anybody's interested in what some artists actually do in real time.
Yeah, your
it's good.
10 hours of
yeah
work.
Yeah, it's like put everybody to, I mean, it's a good thing if you want to go to sleep.
If you really had a lot of time to kill, or like you just listen to it like in the background.
Yeah. There, I think that might be okay. This really needs to, I have a little bit of paint on my brush. I'm just going to kind of, sometimes just adding little, like I've kind of done this in different colors. So it's less of it, just make it a little less of a shape. That still might not quite do it. Maybe, like I broke it, but maybe even change it a little. We'll leave it alone for now. We need to build more. We need more foundation. Spackling. Is this spackling? What kind of spackling?
It feels spackly.
Yeah. Primer, is that the cover up for makeup?
Primer, that's the base.
That's the base.
Yeah.
Oh, concealer. The more I look, the more white there is. So I'm not working dark to light so much. But I'm not using white except for maybe that's pretty white up in that ear. Oh, there's some more here. Now that I'm looking at the ear. I want it thinner though. I'd rather, it's more work, but I'd rather go thin and build it up. I can control, oh, here we go. Because I can control the values better. I could come back and glaze it down, darken it. So I don't know if I'm being smart about it, but I like the control. I like control. I think we'll just outline that, even though you don't always outline a ton of things in a painting. I forgot to lighten that up.
Add emphasis.
Kind of. Well, actually, I'm going to maybe lose the edge. Oh, I'm really choked up like I'm using a pencil right now.
Yeah. That's your comfort zone.
Sometimes. Yeah. Especially when I'm... So my only thing is I don't want less paint. There we go. How do I know that? Oh, just personal preference, and the more I paint, the more I learn. There's like a highlight here. Is it about time for a commercial already when you have a chance?
Yeah, you got 5 minutes. I was about to...
Oh, that was a little soon.
Yeah. When you... we're going to take a breath. I was going to give you your warning.
That's one way to make it lighter. Smear it. Oh yeah, when I lean back, I'm not getting that far away from it. It looks whiter on the stream. This looks light gray in person.
Yeah.
But when I glance at the stream running in the corner of my reference photo, it looks much whiter.
Susie says, hey, love this fox.
Hey, how are you? Oh, there's kind of some white up here. Could almost call it, let's make it gray. Okay, Mars Black is really strong. For once, I actually am getting, oh, there it goes. Usually I come up with way darker when I mix Mars Black in a color than I want. Okay, so that is kind of like here. So I'm painting the shapes. They're funky shapes, but I'm painting the shapes I see. Do I want to? Let's do that. Kind of change that a little bit. Yeah. It's hard for me. It's hard to get excited at this stage.
Mm-hmm. You need to get to the juice.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm also a little nervous because it can take me a long time to paint this in real time. Sorry, there was a thought. There was a complete thought in there.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's probably about time, isn't it?
3 minutes.
Countdown.
Yeah.
So I jump around partly because things catch my eye. And so I just do them while I see them or think about them. So what's nice is the raw sienna, I think it's semi-transparent. But it's also, I'm using it pretty thin. I'm going to look, see what it is. Oh, it's not. It says it's opaque. It's just because I have it so thin. Well, even though it says it's opaque, it's like the white where you can put it on thin. And semi-transparent, transparent. And there's some of that. Yeah, I'm glad I mixed bigger puddles before the live. Help keep it. I can always put out fresh paint. I kind of feel like this is the color of the fox. But it's really plain in there.
Yeah.
So maybe. Let's just see. Yeah. I'm just looking at. Well, let's not paint too much off right now. Could go lighter. Let's work on the face some more. I got tempted to work over here, but let's see how light / dark we're going to do the face. So I have my easel up too high, but it's easier to get it on video.
Mm-hmm.
Really, about right here is my shoulder level. So it's much more comfortable for me to paint down here, and I can paint longer. It's harder when you have to hold your shoulder up. Just an FYI thing. I'm sure you guys know that, but occasionally I run into someone who's like, oh, that's such a great tip. Paint below your shoulder. Like, yeah, I do a lot of things wrong on YouTube as far as that goes. Well, and really, should use a longer handle brush even on this 12. Oh, this is a 12 by 12 inch cradled wood panel in case. I didn't do all the setup for this part too. I forgot what my other thought was. Oh, I'm painting off to the right. I mean, there's a lot of things I do that's a little goofy for the videoing. So now I feel like it's time, but I'm going to put this in. I just have a quick thank you. Let's see. It's just kind of fuzzy for, maybe we'll just kind of, that's not as dark as I want. This is my main background color up here. It's not doing what I want. I have a feeling I should just leave it alone because I'm trying to get something that's not happening.
You could do your thank you break.
I could.
Or you leave it alone.
See, I have a hard time. Like I say, leave it alone. That's great advice to myself, and I don't listen. I'm not much of a listener, am I?
No.
Like I'll kind of argue with you, and you know, not like we have big. Just like no, I don't think so. You know. Like, oh, okay. And then you keep trying and you're very patient because you're like, no, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm just wiping out my brush with I'm rinsing the brush in some water and just wiping it on a paper towel. So what's kind of I don't know. It works. I'm going to mist my paints with some water, but it also can have them dry out faster. I'm going to stick a little lid on it for a second. I don't know if that'll help much. Usually I put in a gallon baggie. That helps. Becomes a little bit like a terrarium. Oh, and wipe the white paint off my thumb.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to take a minute and thank Susan L. She left a super thanks under recent hen painting with a traceable. So it's a fairly juicy hen painting with a yellow-green background.
Yeah.
And I repainted it from a 2 or 3 year old video. And that 2 or 3 year old video, I don't know, I had like purple and lime green, and I can't remember what my colors were. Yeah. I had a funky palette and ended up turning out looking like a fairly normal hen painting.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
So thank you for the super thanks. And then I wanted to welcome Mitzi Yude. She's a new channel member. Hey. So thank you. The support is amazing. So appreciate it. Okay. Okay, if I could, maybe I'll try not to talk. Of course, some people want to hear the comments, but I'll paint faster if I don't have to talk. I worry about people's time.
You do whatever your heart desires.
I feel like I have to be the hostess with the mostest. I don't know where that came from. I feel like that's the color of the... Maybe we'll go a little lighter. Maybe we'll go lighter with this. So I could really do this whole painting with this 3/4 inch brush. You just use the tip of it like a little brush. But really just use whatever you feel comfortable with. Grab just a little bit of white. Ooh. Ooh, as I get scared because it's really bright.
Yeah.
So that's one way to get fur wet on wet. Just went to the wrong color. Oh, it actually gets darker. Here. I'll kind of keep this up. That doesn't really blend.
He looks so fuzzy.
Yeah, it does. His fur does shift. It just makes me a little nervous that it shifts.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of, here, I'll show you. Well, then there's the stopping and the showing. So, oh, I keep doing the, so these, they're blurry, but they're going like this, if like a brush stroke. And these, I think, are shorter. Or they're just coming at us, so we see the tips of them. Right here above the eye. Because these are going this way. So you don't have to get them, every one right, but the general direction in a section will definitely help. Or you can't, like, you don't get it right the first time, you come back and with another layer and get the direction right. Oh, well, come on, Gray, will you wake up? Maybe if I grab just a pinch of water.
Just a pinch.
It might not. I'm thinking not. So I'm just kind of looking for a transitional color. We'll see if it's the right value. There, that makes me a little happier. Can't really see it though. Let's put a little white in it. Oh, and I kind of like that. So let's just do some swipes. Okay. Breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, that felt like a
I must have been holding my breath. I usually don't, but I must have been because I did. I mean, I definitely. Really, if I get a soft edge like I am right here, it's okay. Where it blends right into the background. I'm not crazy about this. I wonder if it's just because it's so light. And really, it's too soon to probably be doing that, but I tend to do things that are too soon.
You love the weeds.
I like the weeds.
It's your favorite place to be.
Well, and it's until I get my comfort level up with where this is going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're just kind of like, you're inching into the pool.
I'm finding it's not really the edges of the puzzle anymore, but I'm still, yeah, I'm inching into the pool.
It's a little chilly.
A little scared.
You're trying to acclimate.
Trying to be a big girl and be brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. Actually, that is exactly what I'm doing.
Can you hear my stomach?
No, I was hearing the dog outside. I can hear myself breathing, kind of.
You're thinking too much. That's too much thinking. If you're getting down to thinking, it's kind of like, I think I saw a funny video that was like, you weren't manually breathing until I said something, or, it was somebody talking about that, and then like all of a sudden you're like realizing you're like, okay, in, out, in, out.
Really, I should get the eyeball and stuff done before I get too crazy in here. I'm going to try this color. Straight up raw sienna. Ooh. Well, the only thing that's bothering me is it's not thin. But I think we'll leave it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want that lighter. So why did I pick the background color? Because it's not as strong as the white. I'm fussing. I'm always fussing. Maybe we'll work on the eye. That's not doing anything. Okay, I'm looking for a little brush. Ooh, maybe we'll try this one. Number 1 round from Princeton. I need to zoom in on the eye. Really, it's not looking bad. I mean, it's not great, but I'm happy so far with the parts. Let's zoom in more on the eye. Because the one thing when I zoom in on the eye, then you really want to paint in detail. And this isn't that close of a portrait. I'm not going to need that much detail, but I did lose this. We'll just put a little bit of it back in. And so so this line has a break in it. That'll read as a little hunk of fur coming over. I don't know if there's much else. Kind of hard to see the eye. When I zoom in, it's blurry. Let's put a little, just for giggles. Okay, that didn't do much. Okay, so I've got some brown. Oh, let's put some creamy in there. Tip. Ooh, we could start doing it if I could actually get to where I can really talk clearly and paint.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Ooh.
Ooh,
a pro tip.
And then have like a whoosh sound.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put white in your eyes. Although I might end up doing it because it looks quite white on this reference photo. That might do the trick though. It's here, let me show it to you on the...
No white.
Well, eyes are rarely white. White.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it. I do it for the highlight quite a bit. It's pretty white in that on the, what would that be?
I don't know. That looks kind of
Non-color-
milky.
Yeah, non-color part of the eye.
Yeah.
I like that you can see the blue. So a lot of times, especially because this fox is out in the weeds or the edge of the wheat field or something. Oh, I was going to pull that up in case we got that far tonight. There's a sandhill crane painting I did. I really like the weeds I did, and it's kind of similar colors. It's really nice a lot of times to put blue in it, even if you don't see it, for sort of a low highlight, and then come back and put a little warmer highlight in it. But blue.
Mm-hmm.
I've done purple. Let's see, excuse me. I kind of want brown, but I kind of don't want it too dark. Let's try something like that. Okay, it's actually pretty light down here. Maybe do that. I don't really need, I've got a little highlight. Well, I guess maybe that is in there if I get really technical. And then I think that's going to be too dark if I do straight up burnt umber.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do this, I don't know if it's going to even show. But usually there's a shadow. I painted a dog's eye. If you go to my YouTube, I don't know if you can do it on a phone, but if you go to my YouTube channel page, and then there's a search bar for the channel. It's not the search bar at the top. You can like Google how to paint an eye or Leslee Troe eye, or I think we did a really big dog's eye quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago.
I remember that.
Might like that. We could almost actually be there, I think, with this eye. I'm tempted. Sometimes I will put in stronger values that are actually in the photo if I want an edge to pop more.
Cute.
Yeah. And how do we know that and do that? I'm like, oh, well, over time and practice. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, don't like that when I get down the road.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to let that dry so I can come back with a highlight. But I think that might be enough for the color. Where's the eye? I'm looking at the back of my, here we go. Looking at the back of my phone. Oh, I don't think it'll focus.
Yeah, it's too close. There you go. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to put it down.
Well, and it's delayed too, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. We're going to take a little of this color. I don't think it needs this, but I'm going to do it.
You do it, girl.
Well, it needs something. I just kind of want to I'm going to probably lighten that back up. So what's nice about having two colors, raw sienna and burnt umber, really I have more values than anything. Oh, I don't want to put that little hair in there yet. We got to get the highlight in there. Oh, and it's easier quite often to skinny up a line than to paint a thin line.
Mm-hmm.
So I painted that raw sienna one pretty thick and I didn't like it. Okay. I'm cleaning out my brush, but probably by the time I do it, I could almost paint the highlight on. Let's work more on the...
I love his little light eyebrow hairs.
Yeah. Well, he's got some dark ones there, too. I put a couple dark marks. You know what? I'm glad you said that. I don't think I have a dark charcoal pencil. I want to remember I want to do some. So I'm going to draw some in. That's part of the fun. Okay, white. I'm just going to grab it. I knew it's still kind of wet there. Let's see, right here. No, it's not much darker. Maybe a little. If I say a little, will I grab a little?
Mm-hmm.
You say it like it's a little. I think there's quite a variation in how fox. Of course, this is a red fox. There's probably different kinds of foxes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I Googled to try and see what kind of fox it was. And I'm like, oh, there's quite a variety. Oh, that's not doing anything other than it's helping to cover up the charcoal pencil line. I'm back to what we think is a 3/4 inch angle brush.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the reference photo trying to figure out what this does right here. Oh, I need to wipe it off. There's white on the back. That could be why that didn't work up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm not breathing tonight. That's too dark. Just came with some background color and pretty much put it back right where it was. So pet portraits. You know, how do you do them? Well, every artist does them a little different. I'm just rounding out that shape a little bit right there. But really, you know, I trace it on for speed. Sorry, I'm looking at the portrait and then just puzzle it out. You can always come back and add detail. The more I come back and add detail and refine, the more refined, not so much the more I come back, but the more refined I get, the more real it's going to look.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll come back and loosen it up because I've been working on being loose.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like it's like in your last layer, all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, that looks a lot different, you know?
Oh yeah, like the VW bug I showed you that I painted yesterday. I could show these guys, but they won't see the before because it's a done painting. But yeah, I painted it fairly real. I was going to fix that, but I think that might actually be okay. But I'm so zoomed in on the eye, I'm wondering if oh, maybe I will fix that. So I wiped off my brush just because I want to smear it a little more. And we're getting there. Just keep building. Am I talking too much? I don't have the chat open, so I don't know if anybody's.
Yeah, chat's quiet tonight.
That's fine. Well, and we're trying to figure out, I mean, people comment occasionally that they want to see my paintings in real time. I'm like, well, that was a 12-hour painting. So this is partly why I do the live streams. Also, I like hanging out with you guys. Yeah, see, this really dried down. I can even make this whiter. I don't want to do too much yet. I want to keep building.
Yeah, but I love those. Like it just changes. and shows his like fur direction more. Just those last few bloop bloop bloops.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to put them
You
all
know?
in. Just put a couple in on the edge. You don't have to bring them all the way back. Yeah, isn't that fun? Yeah, that's why I come back and go, okay, let's fix this. I'm just going to put some white here. Maybe that'll make me happy. A little lighter. Sometimes when I'm wrestling, there's a good tip. I'm wrestling with it's not doing what I want. Sorry, there I just kind of scumbled and softened the line. And I keep trying to make it like lighter, something. Just make it darker next to it, and it'll look lighter. Because color is relative, or the other way around. Like I'm making it darker. I'm like, oh, put what's next to it maybe lighter, and it'll pop more.
Yeah.
I forget. I can't remember it all at once.
Yeah. Susie says, just enjoying the process.
Yeah, oh yeah. I guess I was fishing for a comment, wasn't I? Thanks for commenting. I was trying to become faster painter, and then I realized, oh, I just want to become more deliberate when I get looser. For me, that's working better. You might need to do faster. It just kind of depends. So I keep doing this because it keeps drying out. Should probably mix up a little puddle of this color. I can feel it drying out right as I do it. Okay, so we're going to call this chin color. So I put it here. So this is basically a line, but it's a squiggly line or a fuzzy line. And so this is a line. And then I'm thinking, I'm going to grab a little water. I don't know if I have too much or not enough. But it's kind of brownish right here. So that might cover it up too much. I can always put it back in. Oh, and gosh, that's so close to the background color. It's not quite where I want it to be. Sometimes it's hard. So you might like it just painting on the wood or on the white canvas. Sometimes when you have even a middle value, you're like, well, I'm not finding the value I want. And then I have to remind myself, I got to get them all in first. And then I can fix the values better. And for me, I'm just telling you my experience, my opinions. I don't know if there's really a wrong in art. As soon as there's a rule, somebody breaks it. Let's put this in. Maybe that'll help me. I need to put my arm down. I can feel my thumb tingling.
Oh.
Another reason you want to paint lower, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sometimes this will be wrong, but it'll be okay. No one's going to be comparing the reference photo to my painting. Well, they might. On YouTube, actually. I was thinking in the gallery, but oh gosh, I suppose on YouTube they do.
Yeah. But I mean, then it's just yours.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, it's probably too dark, but I'm going to put that in there anyway. Well, and I'm focusing quite a bit on color matching. I don't know if I don't really need to. I need to focus on the values. I need to remind myself. You can color match. I always feel like I have to qualify because I'm like, every time I say them, I'm like, well, every time I say something, it's like, well, there's always a time where you don't, you know. My head's going back and you guys can't see it. My head's going back and forth, back and forth. Oh, it's time for another cough drop. I don't know if that's doing much, plus you probably can't see it. Let's go a little lighter. Let's put this in. Might be easier with a smaller brush. It'll look looser with a bigger brush. If you want to go right there. Well, here, you know what's fun? It's way too soon to do it, but like, oh, it's not. Excuse me, it's not thick enough. I'm going to try straight up white. There's these like little hairs. I'll try not to line them all up though. That's fun for me. I'll come back and put in all these little hairs.
Little hairs.
I'm going to put a couple in right now. I might paint over them, but they're fun. Okay, next. So really, I guess I need to fill in. This is gray or brown. We'll go back to that. Maybe we'll just do that puddle. I can tell they're drying already. Oh, and I'm going to cover up. It'll be okay. I'm going to cover up some of where the whiskers go, but it'll be okay. Just tell myself it's okay. You're fine.
You're okay.
I'm okay. That's kind of what I like about art. There's a challenge, or painting, or drawing, or whatever. There's a challenge to it. You talk yourself through it. You problem solve. You know, I really like that. It's hard enough so my brain's thinking. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever stop improving. I'm just kind of shoving paint in there for now. Sounds so like professional artist. I'm shoving paint in there. Excuse me, guys. Let's see. It's actually more, well, we'll put a little of this in, and then I think I'm going to switch. It goes more this way, more raw sienna. Ooh, I grabbed too much. And white, really. Let's go. Maybe kind of dirty brush as I keep wiping. This might be too big. Oh, it's the same color as the background. It's okay. It's just harder. Mm-hmm. Or I have to think more. I don't know. Harder is the right. So I had too much paint on my brush, so I just wiped. I still have too much, maybe. Wipe some off on the paper towel. But it'll blend in with that raw sienna there too, which I'm not unhappy about. Okay, I'm going to look at the stream. Wrong color.
Yeah, see where you're sitting?
Yeah, kind of so I can step back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too, it's kind of strong right here. Just kind of scumble over it and soften it. That's definitely second layer stuff, but every time I look, I see stuff in a different area. Like I just happen to glance at the reference photo, and then something sticks out to me, which is good. But that's also why I bounce around.
Yeah.
You can, like some ultra realistic artists, or even not, they don't have to be ultra realistic, work one section at a time and then build it down, which I kind of do a combo thing. But like, oh, when I see something, I want to do it so I don't forget about it. But also then the bouncing around isn't efficient. And I don't know that did anything.
Let me see. So, Hat Trick Farm.
Hey, Joey.
Asked, you've mentioned more than once that you're trying to paint looser. I'm curious as to why that is your goal.
Oh, to challenge myself mostly. But right at a very, 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 very close second, the more faster I can paint, the more paintings I can produce, the more money I make. But then I realized recently that for me, being more deliberate was better than fast. Because a lot of times like in art class, they would say, do a 30-second figure drawing. Mm-hmm. Because you loosen up and you just try to get it done, and you're doing less of I'm doing too much thinking. Like I'm doing too much thinking right now.
Yeah.
But I'm also just like, embrace my personality. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so to answer your question, looser, to challenge myself and to make more money. But I think I'm already backing off of not painting looser, but I'm backing off of painting faster in order to get loose. Because I really like, I call them like calligraphy strokes that I can get with like, especially with an angle brush. I used to do calligraphy way back. And I like those marks, but they need to be more deliberate and controlled. I mean, you can't get them fast. I always qualify too much. I think I answered it. It was like, if you go back far enough in YouTube, my paintings are a little flatter. I wasn't pushing the values as much and not as much color. I started playing with color in the shadows and things to push myself, to grow as an artist. Okay. That was the answer without all the qualifications. Thanks for asking.
Well, I think the reason they do those, like, 60-second drawing thing is to, in a way, like, force the deliberateness. Because, like, oh, okay, so, like, I can't get, if I need this entire person, it's usually, like, life drawing or whatever. If I need this entire person in 60 seconds, like, you need to think about, like, what's the most important part so this looks like a person.
Yep.
So...
And do it instead of just standing there paralyzed.
Yeah, and don't focus on don't get caught up in the head. You need the rest of the body so it looks like a person.
Well, and for me, it's like, don't get caught up that they're naked.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm 61, It's like, whoa. This is a nude life drawing class. Yeah, and those, none of that's wrong. And I also like, I guess another reason why looser is I watch Marla Baguetta on YouTube. She paints in everything. Oil, acrylic, and pastel. She does a lot of pastels, and it's loose and colorful, and I've really learned a lot of color tips from her. Like aquas is really fun in landscapes. And she's very loose. And so, and it's not like I want to be her, but I'm like, okay, I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good example. Or
yeah, and I really like it. And then
is she the one that we kind of watched when I was?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I loved how, and you're like, and just wait till she puts the borders on, and then like, it does. It just like all of a sudden looks like, because she's doing, or at least the couple we watched, they were smaller, and then but she's got to work within the constraint of the size of the chalk pastel or whatever she's working in. Was it oil? Did she do oil or chalk?
Chalk pastel.
So, she's got a big smudge for maybe a light that's technically pretty small kind of thing. But you just work in the constraints, and all of a sudden she puts the borders on, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, because she also makes messy marks just outside of her image area, because she saves paper.
True. Yeah.
And so that makes it even look kind of, but
yeah, it does. It draws your eye there, too.
Yeah, I told that to someone ages ago. They're like, I don't like this. Oh, I think I won't say who it was, but gal on Twitter that we had a little fun with, I don't know, several years ago when we, do you know who I'm talking about? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm like, frame it. Put a frame on it. Just throw it in a frame if you've got something. You don't need to actually frame it. And she's like, oh my God, I like it so much better.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you get a different perspective. Like when I'm on top of it like this, I'm not liking it.
I watched I don't know, it must have just been on TikTok. I got like a quick video, and they were interviewing somebody that was running like either it was their art studio or it was like an art studio house type dealio. And he was talking about that he stores, because I think he was oil, so he's working more than one painting because he's got to let stuff dry.
Yeah.
But he was saying that when he's like letting something dry or he's not working on it right now, he flips them upside down.
Oh.
So that he doesn't see them every day while he's not painting on it, or if he is working on it, letting it dry, like, so that he's like, oh, that one's done, because he just gets used to it.
Yeah.
So then when he goes to flip it and work on it again, he sees it with new eyes.
Fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good even if he doesn't, even if you don't leave it. Mm-hmm. Stepping away, looking in a mirror so it's flipped. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't want to turn it upside down, mirror. All those things do help. Oh, I was going to look at the live stream I started.
Hat Trick says, that's a great answer. Thank you, smiley face.
It was a long answer. I qualify because I'm like, well, I don't think I'm being clear. which makes it worse. I think. I'm learning. The only people I've taught are really, well, some beginning watercolor, but they were more into chatting than learning, which is fine. I got paid. But it's really just you and your brother. Only when you asked, too. It wasn't like you had to.
Yeah, it's not like you put us through summer school.
No.
Art class summer school.
No,
Yeah.
only if you wanted to. Jack, your brother, didn't ask very many questions, even as a kid. Actually, you didn't either, really. Just kind of remember I don't know who you were drawing, but when you were doing the portrait. And I, like, if you don't know, you don't know. And I'm like, oh, so ears line up this way, mouths line up. And you're like, oh, and it does, because it makes it easier, too.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's got a really wide mouth, now you see it. Because you're like, oh, that's going to go out further than the corner of their eye, or the center of their eyes. I should say it right. So that is what I'm doing. It's like, okay, the mouth is to here. And that's one thing about tracing and talking on a live stream is it really helps. Having it there so I don't miss a bunch and have to fix a bunch. Because you don't have to have all the structure right. But since I'm leaning towards realism, even with looser painting and brush strokes, I want to get the structure right before I do anything else with it. I really should get that video. When you're at a stopping point.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell him. Yeah, it's right up on my light table.
Oh, okay.
It's got gel gloss on it.
Yeah.
I haven't varnished it yet.
Easy.
And you don't have to do it. I just am still in the mode of I want the structure there before I do something.
Yeah, he's sweet. I love it.
And so as a kid, I learned how to do things realistically before I tried to do things. Sorry, kiddo.
You're fine.
Before I tried to do things looser or artistic. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Funky. Okay. So I traced the tail end of a VW bug. There's a reference photo. I think this one's on Unsplash.
Go just a hair higher. There you go.
Thanks. And then I painted it quite realistically. I did it, since it's so little, I didn't do every little detail. But then I came back with a palette knife and messed it up. So it's fun, juicier, more color. But I think that's kind of fun. But it's nice that the structure's there so that, like, even though I'm kind of losing the end of this, I pretty much lost the tailpipes because I smeared some orange. I think it makes sense.
It's cute. I really like it.
But even the tire isn't that realistic out of the box before I messed it up. Anyway, and then I didn't really just, I don't know if I can get it in there. I pulled it over onto the side, but it's like there'd be more of the front of the car maybe, or there'd be a door. I didn't do that just because so like when, I don't know if I can.
There you go.
Well, we're pretty close. So like if I turn it just a little, it goes onto over the side.
Yeah, I really like that. It showed.
But it's not accurate. Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
And I'm not saying you need to do that. I'm just saying it helps me to do that. And maybe eventually I'll be so good at all of it that I can just whip it out. Emily laughs like, nah.
You're putzer, so.
Yeah, I am kind of. Yeah.
D says, I bought wood panels last night and forgot to get clear gesso.
Well, any gesso will work.
Yeah.
I just have clear because I was thinking I could add paint to it, but then I was thinking about that. Like, you don't want to add too much paint to it.
Because then it defeats the gesso.
Yeah, it defeats the gesso. So that's... But occasionally I do let the wood come through. Not very often, but occasionally. So I just saw my chalk pastel line, so I'm just going to kind of grab a little white.
Hat Chick says, I like the beetle, heart emoji, and D says, I love that.
I think about mid-February the video will post.
Dang, you are ahead. I guess February is literally this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah, like Saturday's the 1st or something, or Sunday's the 1st.
I'm kind of 2 weeks ahead.
Wow, we haven't been 2 weeks ahead in so long.
No. Gosh, no, not for over a year and a half.
Wow.
Had a lot of life happen. And then I got new hips. That's only so funny, I suppose. I think it's funny. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, like there'll be some we've been posting shorts on Sunday just to help me out.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a couple Sundays where that's not happening, just to give you a heads up.
Oh my gosh.
Emily
Whoa.
sets up the posts for me, which I so appreciate.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's too soon to do that. Let's just wait. Okay, what do I need to do to build? Do we need a little... Oh, I was going to look at the live stream. I never did.
Oh, yeah.
Step back. That'll help me. Like, what to do next? Well, step back. And sorry if this is repetitive. I mean, a lot of you guys know this stuff. But I get some of these questions on YouTube under old videos, so I'm like, okay. You know, repeating isn't the worst thing. All right, let's look. Oh, gosh, and we only have like about 18 minutes left. Oh, and of course my stream is way behind because it doesn't keep up. Oh, that still looks pretty rough. Part of it's maybe because the background's coming through. Okay.
Dee said, I also bought a 5-pack of Royal and Langnickel brushes. And one of the brushes is missing, so I have to go back to the store anyway. At first I was like, how would you know with like, because it's just like a little plastic sleeve, but then it's like...
Oh, probably the whole...
It says literally like 5 brushes and you've got 4.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or like there's a little...
Yeah.
Like there's glue
slot.
spots where they're stuck on.
Yeah.
We need to keep going. It looks much better in person, actually.
Yeah. I really like him. Oh, it does. It looks...
It's looking very choppy.
Yeah. Well, at least on my laptop, the hair or the fur on the back of his like neck looks yellowier or something.
Oh yeah, the color
muted,
shifts too.
And it's way orangier in person.
Yeah, it's yellowier.
It's washing it out a little bit. It's pushing it yellow, which I find interesting. It's way more orangey.
Well, and I've got more detail than I can see. In the stream.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, my phone will change the color a little bit. Whatever you're watching on will change the color a little bit. And the values.
Eventually it's just going to be blue.
Because, yeah, it's still popping these out as white.
Yeah.
And they're not. Yeah, my phone can't handle it. There's too many subtle values. I don't know if a camera could either, though. Like, I haven't watched in a long time, but... Sorry, I can feel my voice going. Lockery Fine Art, who live streams after us. She's always trying to adjust her camera, and she has different cameras for different things. And I'm just like, okay, it might not be better just because we buy better equipment. Okay, I need to think about what I want to do here.
Yeah. Keeping a color true is hard because even your eye is going to see it different no matter what.
Oh, because everybody sees color differently? Is
Yeah.
that
Or just in like, you know, I don't think you're ever going to get a perfect match, you know, because you're asking a lens to catch the perfect color. And
oh, even if you're watching in person.
Yeah.
No one would really know it, but they're seeing it differently.
Yeah. Dee says it gives me a reason to go shopping some more, LOL.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Every once in a while, I'll pick up a pack of brushes and I don't even need them.
Yes, you do. You definitely do.
Well, they're cheap. Well, and I'm not against expensive, nice brushes. I'm sure that, like, I'd get a really nice brush, go, oh, I like that, and I can get, you know, kind of like, once I got decent at golf, I started to be able to tell, like, oh, this club.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know. This might be too much detail. I'm just lightening it up a little bit. And I had it grayer. I don't know if that was a mistake to... Well, I think that's okay. Really, I need to work here. Fill some more in here. I thought it would come together a little more than it looks like it is on the stream. I'm liking it. It's rare that I like it better in person. Well, maybe not. Maybe I complain about the stream a lot. I'm not sure that was accurate. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, I keep telling myself in my head I don't have to get this just right. And yet I'm trying to get it.
Just right.
Yeah, so like maybe I should just stop fighting that. There. Well, that maybe help pull. Maybe that's what it needs. It just is a little flat. Lighten that up. I kind of had that lighter. Now, if I paint out my black line on my mouth, I can always put more back in. I can see it. And maybe pull around this up a little lighter. That might help. And actually, this is lighter, but I don't know if it matters. What?
Dee said, how's the cough? Did the whiskey and honey help?
I have been, I'm on my second cough drop right now.
Which is so funny, because, like, you were like, fine when I got here.
That's
I mean, you were, but then it just, like, right before, you kind of you got, like, something caught, like, right before.
Oh, yeah, it
like
sounded
a couple
really
minutes before.
bad.
And then, basically, when we started the live, it really felt like we just, like, turned it off and didn't move for a week, and then we turned it back on.
Yeah. I think part of my problem is it's the background color.
Yeah, is it?
Well, I'm looking at the live stream again, and it just looks choppier. Mm-hmm. Well, it'll help, like, if I also looked at one to see, I'm going to work on that neck area. Okay, what do I want to do, though? Because that is the color. Let's try lighter. A little water, because it's drying. My mixed puddle. Drying. So that's one thing about these crappy styrofoam, bad for the environment plates, is I can keep mixing over this, and I'm not picking, I already mentioned this earlier, I'm not picking up dry flakes, where I had a plastic palette for a while, which I gave to Emily with a lid. I mean, I liked it, but I was picking up things I didn't want to pick up.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, especially if you're not used to that.
Yeah, I wasn't used to it.
Well, it's not like you want that in there, especially you who
I want it
worries
smooth.
about texture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does do that.
Well, same with the glass. I mean, a lot of, especially oil painters, but even a lot of acrylic painters. And I like the glass. You can just scrape it clean for the most part, but those little dry bits drive me crazy.
Oh, the sound of the glass scraping.
Oh, I don't think it's quite like that bad. I don't think it's bad at all. Well, and I really like the Stay Wet palette paper. It's like wax paper or butcher paper, basically, a sponge, and but I haven't. If I could find a flat one, because it needs the edges for the lid, so I could get a small one, because otherwise I lose. Like I paint and mix right up to the edges. So I'm being picky. But I'm also wondering, like, does that paper even biodegrade?
I don't know.
I
I mean, it's hard because, like, what?
The
probably
paint doesn't, I'm
all
sure.
of our, if you wear a polyester blend, that doesn't really biodegrade.
I know,
like,
there's so much. Well, when at the last house, where they picked up the recycling, you had a big old bin. And I realized, a lot of that just goes into the landfill or goes in.
Oh, yeah. The city, like, cut back on it. So they'd pick it up still with a different truck, which I found interesting.
Like a sales job.
Yeah, but I remember that they did that. I remember I can't remember what or why, but yeah, they shut off the funding for a bit, or they had an expensive year, so they cut it off. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, and even before that, the laundry bottles, you can't really recycle them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right one, but I'm going a little darker and see if I like that better.
You know what? You use reusable bags at the grocery store.
Oh, I do all kinds of things. Just not on YouTube. Nobody knows it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not mad.
We should film you doing it.
No. I'm just saying why I like these Well, and then I stack them. Put them in gallon baggies and I can stack them. I haven't lately, but I think I might get to the point here again where I'm working on a couple paintings at a time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We're
Life's starting to get back to normal.
Shaking.
Of course, I could stack the Stay Wets. I'm like, is the paper in that plastic paint any better?
I don't know. Yeah, the paint that when it dries, it's a plastic. I don't know.
I'm not arguing. I'm just like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody knows.
I mean, theoretically overall. But, I mean, or just you, little old Annie.
Little old Annie. Hey.
Little old Annie
Hey.
making... Yeah, I think it's like an offset, you know?
Oh, we all do the best we can with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just acknowledging that they're crappy. Oh, I need to paint the sides. Since I've been painting it
But
live,
they're not
I paint the sides.
eco-friendly.
They're not eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge that I know that they're terrible.
Say it before someone else can say it about you.
Oh, I doubt that many people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, wow, look at all the people watching the videos. And other times I'm like, nobody, I don't think really anybody's watching. Which isn't true, but you know what I mean?
I know. It's like a weird feeling. I guess it feels more like legit, I guess, when we do the lives, because then someone's like actually watching you right now, or like people can chat with us, that kind of thing.
I like
but
that.
Like just like if I check in, the numbers don't really feel like, it's kind of weird. But it's like it's weird because like, well, I watch YouTube, and so I'm like a number somewhere. I don't know. It's quite a weird feeling.
It's a weird thing.
You know?
It's very weird.
It's kind of like I think the live streams feel more like pen pals, you know?
Yeah.
Like
that's a good way to put it.
Or I guess we're receiving pen pal letters back, 'cause it's just chats and stuff, you know? And I know people pretty much based off their icon, and I pretty much catch it every time. If someone's pretty common in a chat, I'm like, oh, they changed their profile photo.
Oh yeah.
Or like, oh, their name's appearing like a little different.
Sometimes that throws me too. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I decided to go a little darker over here on the side. I really want to see what I'm painting over there. This will help, even though I can't see what I'm doing. And that'll make the face lighter, which I think will help. Like I told it was saying earlier, oh, sometimes you just need to go darker rather than lighter to make something work. Oh, no, I want more detail down here. And what's nice is when Emily talks, I can kind of focus more on painting.
Oh.
Let's see. I have a weird thing about...
What can we talk about?
Yeah, I think I need to go darker here. Even though it really isn't.
I abandoned the moss stitch BTW.
Oh, did you?
I was like, man, I'm not gonna do that for like what I was gonna do it for. I'm just gonna stick with because the thickness. I was thinking it would be about the same feel or like thickness, like looseness, whatever on this hook as the original stitch I was planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels just a little different. So I was like, okay, I kind of like how just the normie double or whatever. I don't even know I don't really technically. Is that a double?
You sound like me. I don't know the names either.
I know, because I'm like, is that it? Or do I just call it that? Because I really don't
know the correct stitch term.
Do things. Like my blob. I should have. My blob's getting big. He's not big, but he's growing.
I think your crochet blob is cute. It's fun.
Isn't he cute? I like him a lot.
So I'm not going too close to the reference photo at this moment because I'm just sort of swiping and darkening, which I think I might like better. That's where it's nice where you're not doing a pet portrait. You can kind of go a little off script.
Mm-hmm.
I think I bring that up every time. I paint a lot of animals. I think I'm getting a little too out of control here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, no, like, yeah, like a question. Like, you feel like you are. But it's like, I see where your brush is, like, out of the corner of my eye, like, out of my peripheral, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I can keep tabs on you. But when I actually, like, look up and really focus on it, it looks so much different every time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even just, like, the back of his head has so much more layer with the dark now, and then you're layering over it.
I'll come back and lightening it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But see, to me, that's fun. This isn't touching the canvas, but I'm just kind of swiping, and sometimes I miss.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a lot more brush movement than actual hitting the canvas sometimes. Oops. So my thought was to make that look like more like a hole, put a line over it, but it got kind of crazy. Okay, I don't know if you can see those changes much, but there, is that better? Yeah, I really want to work lower on the neck, but we'll say that maybe, or we'll see. Probably don't have a ton of time left, but down in here.
Oh, technically 5 minutes, but when the second half went by kind of fast.
It does. But even coming back, even though it's gray down here, I'm warming it up. Sometimes that can be kind of nice. I think you can see a little bit of that.
Yeah, if we start losing you.
Okay, I'll stop. Well, and now colors and values are so relative, and this is a great, you could paint this black and white first. Great. Anything would be great practice. That's too late. So I'm just going to wipe off my brush, put a little water in the corner of it. It'll be softer because it's wetter and mushier, but it'll dry down too. So like I painted this darker, now I'm painting it lighter. Just kind of trying to find the sweet spot. But that's not actually where I was going to go. Oh, I was going to go here. It's kind of like Emily and I are in the car. Okay, we're going to, I'll just say the name of the store, At Home. What street's it on?
Oh, yeah, and then the silence in the car of both of our brains just buffering of, like, trying to picture it. Like, the Google Maps in your brain isn't popping up.
Yeah. I kind of do that. I take left turns when I'm painting sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like, it's almost like the little dial-up sound is happening in my brain, and I'm just like, okay, wait. I haven't loaded that page in a long time. Where is that?
I'm going to wipe my brush off a little bit on my paper towel and just see if oh, it's a little too much. I was going to try a larger stroke dry brush to get that sort of speckly. Lighten this up a little bit too, even if I don't get the speckly. It's actually pretty light here. Now watch me darken it. But all these layers will start to help me too. Even though I'm making like loads of mistakes, it'll just help it look a little bit more arty, potentially more real, fluffier. They just seem to help. Add interest. Maybe a little. That might be better. I need to, well, I've got a spot right here. I don't know where that line came from. Did I just put that in by mistake? So I still lose my spot even though I've got all the, I traced it, then I put in a lot of the dark lines.
Mm-hmm.
That might be. I'm painting faster because now I'm more confident about
your road.
My road map. That's a good word to use. Now I kind of want it lighter here.
Yeah, you don't need to look at the map as often because you know where you're going.
Yep, I've got a map in front of me.
You recognize. These are familiar streets.
Yep. I stopped making as many left turns in the wrong direction.
Or you forget to turn because you're talking.
Yeah, that happens to me. I do.
You always try to take me home. You never turn to take me home.
No.
You always try to take me to your house.
You're supposed to live with me. You're not married.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't mentioned that. Oh my, watch this one off.
What?
Oh, just that who Chase is. Oh, he's just say, thank you, Chase, man. That's Emily's husband.
I thought you meant like in general. You were just kind of saying like, I was like, we definitely have said I'm married.
Oh yeah, just not lately.
Yeah, just not lately. You're hitting
I
the
don't know
new
if this is
peoples.
doing anything, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like it. It's definitely doing things.
I need to turn my watch out. I don't know if you guys
I
can
hear it. Yeah, I heard it.
It still needs to be lighter here.
Yeah, like I think if you just hit a quick like all the way to the beginning of the live to now, it's definitely a lot of growth.
Starting to really shape.
Yeah.
I need whiskers, but we'll save those for the end.
Like even I'm just kind of doing a quick scan. Like even in the last like 30 minutes.
Oh, it still looks so. The white is bugging me on the live stream.
Oh yeah, wild. Like the last 30 minutes, definitely a lot of change.
Better. This looks softer. I was gonna put a little highlight in there just for there is. I don't think there's one in the reference photo.
Maybe even.
Oh, you know what bugs me too is the angle on this stream.
Wow. Even in like the last 15, like all of a sudden, it just looks way more closer to done. You know? So weird.
Well, you get all the edges found and
Yeah. Crazy, girl.
Yeah. It takes some patience. I mean, you don't have to. Other artists don't paint that way.
You're built different.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on your background. Oh, turn my watch off.
Bugging you?
I'm thinking I might put the highlight in the eye. Okay, so here. You guys don't have to comment or let me know if you don't want to. Oh, I put that in, but I really don't like that on the live stream. I really need to step back from it. Okay, thought. I was going to ask a question, but I think I'll just keep working on this in real time. I was going to say I could work on some of it before the next live stream. Pretty much what's next is more refining and weeds.
We love the weeds.
But I think I'll see if I can put the highlight in the eye and then we'll call it quits.
We love
You can tell, sometimes I don't think I'm feeling better, but I'm not upset about it, or I'm not like, I gotta quit, you know?
Yeah.
I have more energy. It's not like I was feeling bad. I have more energy. Yeah, there's a lot of things when I look at the live stream I don't like, but it's really nice and subtle right here. And it looks really strong in the stream. This area right there. Here, it'd probably be better if I used blue. It's kind of wild. Okay, eye. Focus. Stay focused. That's what's good about painting for me, especially when I'm just me. Focuses myself. I focus better than going, oh, I see a million things I want to do right now. Okay, so let's mix. Oh, I don't have blue. We'll use gray. Sometimes I'm tempted to pull out another color, and you totally could. Like I was saying, it might be kind of fun to glaze it yellow because it looks more yellow on the live stream. So that, I don't know, that might not be light enough. Oh, can you see it or should I move the camera? I don't know what to do. I'm going to look at the stream again. Oh, and of course I'm looking at me mixed colors. Oh, it's really far away. Maybe I'll try to pick it up. And then try to aim. Actually, I'm going to move my camera in. Emily, are you okay if I do that?
Yeah, do you want me to do it?
No, you're crocheting. Okay, can I move it in? I've got legs. All kinds of legs. Oh, and then it kind of falls over from the weight of the phone.
Yeah.
I can't see because...
Do you want me to do it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Just because the gripper...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's any better. So we're about thumb to hand away from the... I don't know, that's going to be close enough. Okay. Oop. I'm going to look at my reference photo for security. Okay. That's pretty good. I was going to do a little... Okay.
Did you hear that one?
I did.
That one went, wow.
And then I think I can do it wet. So blue would be great in here, but I'm going to grab, I think burnt umber. And then I'm really bad about, I rinse off my brush and I never wipe it off. But I want it a little darker. Ooh, that got really dark. I think that'll read pretty good though. I'm going to grab a little raw sienna. Let's see if I can soften that a little. That didn't do anything. I've got a little bit of a bullseye right there, and it's bugging me, but I'm also overly focused on it, which it's probably just fine. I get hung up there, maybe. No. Burnt umber. There. Okay, let's just call it good. Now, I would normally dry it with a hairdryer. Here, let's see. I'm hoping that's in frame. I think it is. So I'm going to go for an almost white, which I think that's pretty good. And then we'll put a dot or something. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, you know what? I might want to go white. It's not enough contrast. But I don't know if that's making, like, it's so close, I don't know if that's driving people nuts, like on a TV. I think that works. I'm going to wipe off my brush and just put like a little... I think that works. I'll get it close to the... See if my camera will focus on it. And then we'll... One thing nice about quitting now is then I can kind of wake up my paints. So you don't have to maybe do that gray, but I kind of like it. Okay. Do I need to stall a little, Em?
No. Yeah, I guess I would zoom out so we can see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I really like that in person. I mean, it looks really good on the stream too, but...
No, it doesn't.
It still does.
Well, I think part of that bugs me is the angle too.
Yeah.
But and some of it's like, wow, that's...
Like here.
It's choppier. Maybe if you back up even more. It's choppier on the stream than in person. Which isn't necessarily wrong. That makes it looser looking.
Here, we'll have to wait for me to... Oh, yeah, you're really behind.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Hit live here. Oh.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's better. When
Totally.
you back up. Yeah, I want to put more detail in here. And still, it looks better in person, but still... Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I'm looking at the chat. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really enjoy it. It's fun when you guys come to work with me. You know, as an artist, I mean, this isn't a pity thing. I like alone time. But I also now really appreciate when our besties show up. And and the Annie Troe Art Friends Facebook group, that's been a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys, excuse me, my throat's going, are enjoying it too. I can't thank you enough for your support. It means the world for me. To me.
All of it.
All of it. Great, big, happy art hugs. And I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.